Are the Muslims taking you for a ride?
No, the white people have been taking us for a ride for the past 400 years in America.
Yes, he's a popular hero. He's become someone to identify with. This is a very strong thing.
The Muslims are straightening me up and teaching me the truth and saving my life.
The Muslim Church feel no compunction over what they've made Cassius Clay do today.
No Muslim has made him do anything. This is a decision that he made to him for himself.
Houston, Texas, 8 o'clock Friday morning. Enter Clay with bodyguard. To him, larger bodyguard of cameramen and reporters.
Good morning, Champ. How's it going to go this morning? Champion. Have you changed any of your thinking? Are you still going to not take the step? No comments. No comments? No comments. Your action will be registered in a matter of 2 or 3 hours from now. Still no comments. You're registered here right now. But you know that you're not going to take the step. Is that not true? No comments. Why have you suddenly...
Clay's first taste of military life, and quite possibly his only one, was at the induction or call-up center at the old post office building in Houston. While he filled in forms inside, a black power demonstration provided something for the small, waiting crowd to watch. That wasn't really what it was all about. Clay's case is that he's entitled to exemption as a minister of religion and has been denied it because of racial prejudice. Just before lunch, it's all over, but Clay is not telling what happened in the private ceremony where one pace forward would have meant acceptance of the call-up.
If he needs me.
We'll be talking to him while we're here.
No comment. All of that will be in here. Everything you can ask me will be in here right after the thing.
The demonstrators hadn't been able to witness this moment of decision any more than the reporters. Everybody had to wait for word from the commanding officer of the induction center, Colonel McKee.
Notification of his refusal is being made to the United States Attorney, the State Director of the Selective Service System, and the local Selective Service Board for whatever action deemed to be appropriate. Further questions regarding the status of Mr. Ali should be directed to the Selective Service. And I will bring Mr. Ali in for your comment.
Heavyweight champion of the world is, as you can see, about to come in.
From Clay himself, nothing. The man they used to call the Louisville Lip and Cass the Gas had forsworn speech for the time being.
You going to resume your boxing career?
Are you talking to us, champ? All I have here is statements that I have prepared. Statements that I have prepared answering all of your questions on future fights. Come on, Eddie. The future period, anything you can think of. I have the statements, and I have them to be released now.
Could you state briefly why you declined?
No, I will not say nothing. It's all in here.
The statement said that Clay would have been untrue to his religion if he'd accepted the draft. Clay and his advisors were more anxious that they should be recognized as a proper church whose ministers were on a level with other ministers. For the crowd, though, the central issue was inevitably the increasingly unpopular war in Vietnam. They knew that while the rich could buy college deferments for their children, the poor couldn't, and that meant Negroes, and Negroes were more likely to get killed anyway.
Although out of every 11 Americans of fighting age, 1 is a Negro, out of every 11 Americans killed in Vietnam, 2 are Negroes. This is partly because more Negroes choose to go in for better conditions than they can get in civilian life. It's also because more Negroes can't avoid going in. They can't afford college fees. They can't afford Cassius Clay's new weapon, lawyers' fees.
Clay's lawyers don't come from Houston. Although he's chosen it as his home, to fight his case in the federal courthouse there, he brought his lawyers from New York. and even then they couldn't work the trick. Though when the court broke the night before, Thursday evening, they were still trying, and so were the news hounds.
Be at the induction center at 8 o'clock in the morning?
No comment somewhere. I'll be tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Won't you say anything other than that?
That's all. Just no comment on boxing, religion, induction. No comments on the weather, nothing.
For the press? What do you have to say right now?
No comments on the press. All I have to say is no comment.
Do you like Houston, Muhammad Ali?
Yes, I love Houston. This is my home.
No comment. Are you satisfied with the way that people are treating you here?
No comments on the way the people are treating me.
Were you hoping for a more preferable draft situation here in Houston, Muhammad Ali?
No comments on the draft situation. Every question you ask me is useless. No more comments.
Muhammad, how about taking off your glasses?
No comments.
Would you do that?
Another group gathered round Clay's senior attorney, Hayden Covington. But if you're not successful with your subsequent moves, how soon might he be in prison?
Well, it'll take a year and a half or 2 years, but we are going to appeal the case to the Supreme Court of the United States, and the chances are he may never be, regardless of how hard the government tries.
And in any case, not before about 18 months?
Not before 18 months, assuming the government is lucky.
In short, Clay can keep the fight going, and he has a fund of sympathy among his own people. He has less among whites, who see no parallel with the system of deferments for educational or professional reasons as it's used at other social levels. But Negroes in Houston are for him. An English academic who works among them, Dr. Douglas Price Williams, talked to me about whether they approved of Clay's position.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, he's a popular hero. He's become someone to identify with. This is a very strong thing.
Who are the black Muslims, the Muslims, in fact, in this town?
Do you mean in terms of personalities or in terms of how many people? There have not been...
What kind of people are they?
Just ordinary people at all classes, at all levels, laborers, people who are middle class, professional people. There's a whole spectrum here.
More questionable is the role of the black Muslims in all this. It's alleged, for example, that they've taken such large sums off him that he's actually had to borrow money from them to pay alimony to his divorced wife. One church member there was John Eskridge of Chicago. Is the Muslim church exploiting the champion?
Of course not. He makes contributions to churches like you make contributions to your church.
He's made a very substantial contribution today.
Yes, indeed. Yes, he did. Today? How did he make that today?
He's made a decision which has cost him his championship and may cost him his future prosperity in this country.
The champion made a decision 3 years ago of what religion he would follow. And he had an opportunity at that time to make a choice, whether he wanted money or whether he wanted to follow his religion.
The Muslim Church feel no compunction over what they've made Cassius Clay do today.
No Muslim has made him do anything. This is a decision that he made for himself. If money was a consideration, the idea would be to keep him out to make money, would it not?
That's right. And the champion himself. Would the army have been any less of a servitude than his present ministry? Shortly put, are the black Muslims taking you for a ride?
I said not black Muslims, Muslims.
I beg your pardon, are the Muslims taking you for a ride?
No, the white people have been taking us for a ride for the past 400 years in America. The Muslims are straightening me up and teaching me the truth and saving my life so that I can see the hereafter. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us the religion of Islam, and I will die for it and give everything. But as far as taking me for a ride is concerned, I've been the one that was taking me for a ride and still taking my people for a ride is the white people.
Tell me, champ, would you have been prepared to go into the army if it hadn't been for the Vietnam War?
No, under no conditions do we take part in wars to take lives of other humans.
You don't feel that your own people are being...
I didn't give the American press no talk, so why should I give you any better one?
Would you tell me something, though, finally, about your attitude to your championship now and to the suggestion that it no longer belongs to you rightfully?
Well, I have nothing to say about that. No comment on that.
Clay now faces a nomadic existence of uncertain duration, divided between courthouses and meeting houses all over America. His occupation's gone. He seems unlikely to box again for a long time. Patriots deride him. The Peace Party applaud him. His black Muslim friends keep him from faltering. It's doubtful whether he has the intellectual equipment to evaluate these pressures. But under them all, he keeps a dignity and repose which make it difficult to maintain that he's either cowardly or dishonest.